Bereishis is an amazing book. During the scope of our lives, Bereishis has the ability to transform from a storybook for children to an extremely sophisticated philosophical text that deals with the deepest and most fundamental questions. Questions like who we are as human beings, what is our purpose, and what is the purpose of existence itself. However, the transformation from storybook to advanced philosophical textbook is not automatic at all. It requires skill, and I'm not talking about textual or intellectual skills. The skill I'm talking about is that of self knowledge and insight, which is not a simple skill to develop. But without a deep knowledge of who we are and what is really going on inside our minds, how can we know when our understanding of the issues in Bereishis is coming from a place of maturity or from a more childish and undeveloped mindset? The Torah lets us know from the very beginning that our inner world is more important than the outer world. After eating from the Eitz Ladas Tov V'Ra, Hashem asks Adam Harishon, Ayeka, where are you? And that is obviously not a question about where Adam is geographically. It is a question about where he is psychologically, emotionally. It is a question about his inner world. Rav Kook takes the significance of our inner world a step further when he explains that the reason why Hashem did not accept Cain's korban was because internally, Cain was already unhealthy in the way he regarded his brother and in the way he regarded life itself. His capacity for rage, for jealousy, for murder was already there. It was not caused by Hashem's rejection of his korban. On the contrary, his korban was rejected because of his dark inner world. I would add that Cain murdering Hevel may indicate that Cain was not in touch with his dark inner world. He was not working to understand himself, his feelings, his drives, his feelings of inferiority. If he had been, Hashem would have accepted his korban, and even if he hadn't, Cain would have understood the rejection as a message that he needed to go deeper. Instead, he reacted with jealousy, with rage, and with violence. And the lesson for us is that our inner world has consequences. Consequences in the way we experience life, consequences in the way we experience the people in our lives, and consequences in the way we experience Hashem. An outward expression of religiosity, bringing a korban, davening, some sort of offering to Hashem, is never an adequate substitute for the ultimate work of our lives, the hard work of ongoing deep introspection and character refinement that is the true purpose of our existence. So if the way you understood Bereishis in the third grade is still the primary way you understand it as an adult, it might be time to move on. And the way to move on is to work on yourself. Who are you? What is important to you? What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? What are your values? Could it be that our lack of clarity about questions like these is holding us back? Could it be that our lack of self-understanding is causing our ideas, our projects, our initiatives to be rejected? Let's take a lesson from Bereishis, and this year work hard on self-development. And with Hashem's help, our actions in the world will be more in alignment with the landscape of our inner world, which will in turn lead to acceptance. Acceptance of others, acceptance by others, acceptance by Hashem, and perhaps the ultimate acceptance, the acceptance that gives vitality and truth to all other acceptances, acceptance of ourselves. Have a great Shabbos.